Ryan's desire to live among the elite represents a fundamental aspect of human nature, an innate preference for one's own group. People similar in genetics, culture, and so on are drawn close to each other than otherwise. Whilst some may place greater emphasis on certain group similarities than others, most people trend towards immediate family as their primary group preference, going outward with a lesser preference to community, nation, and world. The setup of Rapture, however, provided a peculiar and unnatural state for this ordering of preferences. For one, most of the residents were hand-picked or fit into some given requirement. This definitely selects for a certain type of person, but necessarily ignores whole other characteristics, being focused solely on ideological adherence and merit. This brought in people of exceptional or extreme outlier traits, whose disposition was towards a highly particular group preference, rejecting the rest of the world. Such a particular preference, it seems, can create bigger problems than if a slightly wider, more pragmatic approach was taken. Ryan only had to assemble a small city's worth of people, and yet the society they formed collapsed after just a decade. The initial objectivist system that prioritised singular preference for oneself was subverted with the creation of arbitrary groups such as the Council, which had a position of governance, and Atlas's underclass, who collectivised en masse for their common interests. So while Ryan sought to build a city of exceptional individuals, he overlooked the reality that societies function best when they acknowledge and enforce proper stratification based on certain metrics or characteristics. Thomas Carlyle's great man theory suggests that history is shaped by a select few, not by mass movements. Rapture was Ryan's to shape, but once another potentially great man came about, his ideals left him incredibly conflicted, while his opponent was not so bound. His hyper-individualism held him back from preferencing the existing, working parts of society in Rapture over an individual miscreant until it was too late, when Atlas had already undermined them. Apart from Ryan's law against smuggling, it was the anarcho-capitalist ideal of a radically free market that had justified Atlas's exploitative business operations and barred organised resistance against him. This ideal, and a preference for other exceptional, industrialist types, was exactly why Atlas had been invited to Rapture in the first place.